What's up, guys? It's me, Nwalo Bomber, and today we have a lot of news to go over. So, on KH13 and KH Insider, you can go to either for this one, but there was a recent interview with Nomura at Dengeki, and we are going to go over. Normally I wouldn't go over like every single piece. I would just go over like what I think is the most important, but this is so much stuff that I'm just going to list through every single point. So, in the interview with director Tetsuya Nomura, Nomura stated that he thought of including Frozen from quite an early stage. So, of course, at E3, it was confirmed, or actually a couple of days before E3, it was confirmed that Frozen was going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3, and this is something we had all been speculating for a couple of years now. And Frozen will follow the chronology of the actual movie, you know, with the plot of Sora and friends progressing behind the scenes of the story of Anna and Elsa. In the Frozen world, there's an ice skate style Keyblade transformation. So they actually showed that in the Frozen trailer. If you remember, Sora had these little, you know, what do you call them? Stalagmites on his arms and feet, and he was sort of skating on them, and I figured that was a Keyblade transformation because I didn't see the Keyblade at all. He was attacking with that. So yeah. Elsa and the others don't fight, but Marshmallow lends a hand. So it's kind of, if he isn't an actual party member, because I'm pretty sure Marshmallow, you know, dies, he will be like an extra assist person like Hercules was in Kingdom Hearts 2, something like that. They wanted to put even more graphics in the Pirates of the Caribbean world. So, you can tell from the trailers that the Pirates of the Caribbean world is going to be massive. It is going to be incredibly huge. And he also wanted to do a pirate form Sora for a long time. So I'm guessing that ever since Neverland and Kingdom Hearts 1, he's sort of been, you know, desiring to have Sora in a pirate form, because Sora's always liked pirates. You know, that was sort of a fact about him since the first game. So there's that. It started because he wanted to include more live action Disney work. So in terms of live action Disney, Kingdom Hearts doesn't do that often. The only time I can really think of them doing live action would be Pirates of the Caribbean, Tron, or I should say Space Paranoids / The Grid. Because the actual Tron movie, the original, it was live action. We all know Pirates of the Caribbean was live action. Of course, The Grid was live action. But everybody agrees that the graphics on that was not as good as every other world. So I guess they're trying to redeem themselves with live action characters and the graphics. So I guess that's fair. Plot wise, of course, we went over this. It will take place from the third movie and not the second. There are elements on land, sea, and air. So again, stuff we've been over before. He thinks about showing footage of the Big Hero 6 world next trailer. So the next trailer will most likely be Tokyo Game Show, which is in a couple months. And you know, I guess we can prepare to see a Big Hero 6 world, because the only thing we really have going for Kingdom Hearts Big Hero 6 trailers is that little concept art of Sora on Baymax. There's Wreck-It Ralph has revealed as one of the Link commands the other day, and Ratatouille is a minigame. So Ratatouille is not a Link. I originally assumed that was the case, but clearly it's not. Wreck-It Ralph, apparently there isn't going to be a Wreck-It Ralph world, but there will be a Link summon sort of thing. We're just going to have to wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 to try and figure all that out. The reason he picked Hercules and Toy Story for the press conference demo was because those are the closest in quality to the commercial version. So I guess what this means is that it's the most developed parts of the game right now, or like the best developed right now. So I guess he wanted to show us his final form. He will keep working on things he got feedback from the demos, like camera rotation, all the other stuff that people talked about on YouTube, like here's the good and the bad on the Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay. Here's the good and the bad on what we got to see in the demo. So that's good that he's taking into consideration what people think about the demos. Everything for this game has been created right from scratch, which has been pretty rough, which does explain why Kingdom Hearts 3 has taken quite a long time, because from what I've heard, actual development started in 2010, so after Birth by Sleep. Of course, they had to do Recoded and the Dream Drop Distance, and then later remade the games, and then, of course, 0.2, and of course, Kingdom Hearts Key, including regular key, back cover, Unchained Key / Union Cross. But they've been in development of Kingdom Hearts 3 since 2010. But Kingdom Hearts 3, we all know, has different graphics. It's a completely new graphic engine. So it wasn't like when they did Kingdom Hearts 2, and they used some of the same, or I won't say Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and some of the areas were very similar to like Kingdom Hearts or Kingdom Hearts 2. Like the Mysterious Tower or Olympus Coliseum, they were all, similar. Not to mention character models. They already had a lot of the character models, like for Maleficent, Snow White, all the other princesses, Sora, Riku, Kairi. They already had all those models, so they didn't have to remake them. But considering the fact that they are on a completely new graphic engine, and they are trying to make all these brand new character models for every character they have ever made since Kingdom Hearts 1, and all these brand new characters that they plan to bring into this game, not to mention they have to remake all these different places and have it be so big that it's going to be pretty tough. The difficulty level at the demo, this is mainly for anybody who went to E3 and played at the demo. It was a little easier than standard mode, but a bit harder than beginner. So I don't know if that'll be an actual difficulty setting, because I'm guessing Kingdom Hearts 2 will just follow what Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance did, or Kingdom Hearts 0.2, with a beginner, standard, proud, and then critical. I don't think there will be a semi-standard mode. That'll be odd. Character leveling and all that stuff will follow the same format as Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1. So, from what I'm understanding, is that there's a chance that we'll be presented with choices like how we were in Kingdom Hearts 1, which will determine how fast we level up, and not to mention, leveling up was the main way to get abilities. You couldn't, there was no other way to get Second Chance or Once More or Leaf Bracer unless you leveled up. So I guess they're trying to say that we're not going to follow that same format of, you got to farm to get Second Chance or Once More. No, it's going to be like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, where if you want to get those good abilities, you're going to have to earn it by leveling up. The Gummy Ship has been developed with the director and staff of Inhand. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Nomura loved that game, so he is really looking forward to it being finished. So I guess he's getting a special staff from that. I'm guessing that's German. There's a battle specialization mode and free movement mode for the Gummy Ship, but they're calling it an open world Gummy Ship. So they mention that the Gummy Ship section will be very open world. I guess it'll be more advanced in Kingdom Hearts 2, because in Kingdom Hearts 1, if you wanted to go from world to world, you had to, set a specific coordinate, like I'm going to this world. Now, of course, there are chances where you can branch off to side and end up in a completely different world, but the main way to even travel at the Gummy Ship was to select a destination. And in Kingdom Hearts 2, I mean, you can sort of just fly to different worlds, but it wasn't really the same as if you were going through a gate. And going through a gate, that's a specific destination. So it'll be more open than that. And, I'm guessing there'll be some enemies or some obstacles that will exist throughout the whole game, which once you get in close proximity, you'll enter battle specialization mode, and you'll be forced to try and, fight through those enemies to open up your path. The order in which you visit world is mostly fixed. So this is kind of a trend in Kingdom Hearts, I guess. I don't know what they mean. I don't know if they're trying to imply something else besides what we've been getting. Because in Kingdom Hearts 1, you were on a pretty fixed world list. There were times where you could branch off. Actually, there are plenty of times where you can branch off in Kingdom Hearts 1. Because in Kingdom Hearts 1, you had the choice of either going to Wonderland or Olympus Coliseum. You can actually skip Olympus Coliseum the entire game until like the very end, or just not go there at all. And you could branch off after Agrabah to go to either Atlantica or to Halloween Town, of course, after visiting Monstro. So you can skip those worlds. So they're sort of the alternate cutscenes you get in Kingdom Hearts 1. Those come from not being so fixed. And then, of course, in Kingdom Hearts 2, it is kind of fixed, of course. But when you get to certain parts, they're like, okay, well, you're going to have to complete both of these worlds anyway. But we're giving you the option of choosing this world or this world. And that's sort of what they followed throughout the rest of the Kingdom Hearts games. Because, in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, you have to be like, well, you have the option of playing through the grid, Lucida's Glochis, or Prankster's Paradise as Sora and Riku. But you have to beat all three with both characters in order to even go to the next world. So, I guess what they mean by fixed is, or mostly fixed, is that we'll be given some options once we get to certain worlds where we can choose to go to this world first or that world first. But this follows up on the next point. In this game, there are no skippable worlds, since most people visit all of them. So there's no chance of skipping a world. Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, there was no skippable worlds at all. Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1, there were skippable worlds. And Kingdom Hearts 2, you may be wondering which world was skippable. Pride Lands is actually skippable. I don't know if people actually know that, but by the time you finish Halloween Town and Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts 2, you have the option to go back and go to Twilight Town and then progress through the rest of the story with Hollow Ash and all that stuff. So you can actually skip Pride Lands indefinitely. But that's really the only world. Kingdom Hearts 1, there were 2 skippable worlds. So I guess they're trying to say, no, you got to go through every single world, which, it does help with people leveling up and not missing any important parts of the story. At this point, there aren't any online components, but he wants to add them. This is big, guys, because we don't really have online stuff in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's always been, well, it's always single player. There's nothing you can do online, so it's just you. But now they're saying, well, you can actually play with other people online and all this different stuff. And this is, we sort of had this on the PSP with Birth by Sleep, but it wasn't online, it was local. So you had to have another friend who had the same game, and you both had to go to the Mirage Arena, join the same lobby, and then of course you can play. I've only done that once, and I had fun doing it. Because what was funny was I was playing as my overpowered Ventus while my friend was playing a So-So Terra, so I was absolutely dominating our matches. But this is big. I'll probably come up with a concept of how the online system would play out in Kingdom Hearts 3 if they do end up adding it. The kind of demo they released before is different from a proper playable demo, which they do not have the time to make. So like I said in an earlier video, there will be no public demo. But according to what Nomura said, the demo that was released to players at E3 and the premium showcase, they are not what they had in mind in terms of a demo. He wants to release more info about the new Organization 13 a little at a time as the release date comes closer. So obviously he will leave revealing the information about the new Organization 13 to the trailers, because we didn't get any info about the new Organization 13 until they released the trailer, because they showed, of course we knew that Ansem, Xemnas, Master Xehanort, Young Xehanort, Xigbar, and Sayax were all going to be members, but the rest of them we didn't know about. And then they revealed, in one trailer they revealed, Vanitas is a darkness, and then they later showed Marluxia as a darkness, Larxene is a darkness, Luxord is a darkness, Aqua is a darkness, and they also revealed, well, they're looking for this, they're looking for that, they want Sora to do this, they don't want anybody to do this. So they're gonna let us know more and more about what they're doing as we get closer and closer. So expect something big at Tokyo Game Show, and then expect something grand at Jump Festa. Aqua is from after a certain incident. So the Xehanort Aqua, or the Aquanort, that we have seen in the trailers, this is all happening after what they call a certain event. The only event I can think of that involves Aqua that has passed Kingdom Hearts 1 is Blank Points. So clearly in between Aqua talking to Ansem the Wise and Riku and Mickey setting off to go find Aqua in the Realm of Darkness, or actually them getting into the Realm of Darkness, something happened between that. And this is kind of obvious, but they're just letting you know. I guess. He thinks that if you play both Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts 3, you will understand the deal with Marluxia. Oh my goodness. I didn't even read this point when I first went through it. But, oh my goodness. Okay, this is amazing storytelling. So, if you guys don't know, in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, the new Union leaders that were appointed by Master Ava were revealed, and everybody was blowing up because, we first had Ephemer, and then Skuld, and then Ventus, and then Brain, or Brian, I think his actual name is Brain in the English version of Union Cross, so I'll go with Brain. And then it was going to be this girl called Strelitzia, I think that was her name. But then she got ambushed by someone, and then someone took her book. And then next thing we know, at the Keyblade Graveyard, it's a guy named Larium that shows up. He has pink hair, blue eyes, looks exactly like Marluxia. The names in Larium, if you add an X and scramble it, it equals Marluxia. So, and we still don't know what the heck is going on with that. So, I guess he's saying, well, if you want to understand the full story, so what I'm going to do, according to this, is, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play through Kingdom Hearts 3, and then after I finish playing through Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm going to finish all the rest of the missions in Union Cross, if they don't already reveal it before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. Because by the time Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I'm not playing Union Cross anymore until after I beat Kingdom Hearts 3. One of the main themes in Kingdom Hearts 3 is a conclusion for everybody, which means the number of characters appearing is huge. Now, they've already said something like this before. They said all original characters, most if not all original characters, will be returning in Kingdom Hearts 3, or at least somehow making an appearance. So, Naminé, Xion, of course, Roxas, unfortunately, Demyx. They will all be coming and making an appearance. Utada Hikaru created a new song for them at a very early stage. So, of course, Utada Hikaru's been making the Kingdom Hearts music since the first game. She made one for the first one and the second one, and then they've been rehashing those for all the other games, even making new remixes. And of course, when they told her, "Hey, we're finally making Kingdom Hearts 3. We're gonna need you to make that song." And of course, this goes into the next one of the later points about, they told her what the themes was, and she sort of based her song off that. She was like, "Okay, let me make the song," and boom, I made it. This point is kind of odd because of the way it's structured sentence-wise. The controller, and then in parentheses S with a question mark, has a glossy finish with a design on the touchpad. This is a never before seen type. Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped a couple points. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. They started work on the bundle edition PlayStation 4 quite early. He had them remake it many times until they got his ideal color. So I guess Nomura is being quite picky. They also especially manufactured a leathery finish. The controller has a glossy finish with a design on the touchpad that is never before seen type. So I guess they're going to be releasing a new Kingdom Hearts 3 version of the PlayStation 4 controller. So that'll be nice. He wants you to play the previous versions of Union Cross, he wants you to play the previous titles and Union Cross until the release date. Hey, Nomura, what do you think we've been doing? They're realizing that there's a chance that they will run out of disk space, and he'd like you to set up your net connection and wait for the currently being planned online components. So, wow. I mean, we all knew Kingdom Hearts 2 was going to be huge, but they're running out of disk space. And they're not even done. So, this is big, and apparently this online component is going to help with some sort of online storage or online save, so I guess. And then the next point is more about Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is they said that there was misinformation that caused people worried, but development is actually coming along very well. They're keeping it low-key because they're prioritizing the release of Kingdom Hearts 3 and other titles from the company. And they're focusing on the next time they can release info, so they ask everybody to wait a little bit longer. So, because they're almost done with Kingdom Hearts 3. No one can deny that. But Final Fantasy VII Remake, even though the progression is going along smoothly, Final Fantasy VII, the original, was huge. And now to remake all of it on the PlayStation 4 is massive. So they're like, well, let's just get all these other titles out first, so we can focus on the grandiose thing that is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. That's really all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. Let's try and get this video 50 likes. And I don't think I ever mentioned my goal on YouTube, but my goal is to get 5,000 subs. Let's try and make that possible, guys. So thank you all for joining. Hope you guys rate, comment, subscribe. This has been Nora Little Bomber, and I'm out.